Hey there, Lucy. I just wanted to let you know that I sent the money for this month. Go ahead and check your bank account to make sure it got there and let me know when you have, okay?
Thank you so much, Mom. You're the best.
Well, of course I was happy to send the money this month. But you know how we talked about how soon you'll have to rely on yourself for this kind of thing, right?
I know, but you have to know how hard I'm working now, right? And besides, both of my girls are in elementary school now. If you thought I was pricey, imagine having two of me running around.
I would rather not. You are already more than a handful to deal with. That being said, I hope that you're getting enough from Eric as well. Is he sending enough in child support? I mean, between both of your salaries, I would assume that you could afford to take care of a couple of kids.
Yeah, it helps for sure, but it's also just not easy taking care of little ones like this. I mean, Kaylee's in the 5th grade and she already has a cell phone. Can you believe that? That, and the two of them have their after-school clubs that they like going to as well. And apparently, some of the other kids at school have been talking behind my girls' backs because of the divorce.
Well, I can certainly understand those feelings. It's just that sending you $1,000 every month hasn't been easier on my wallet either, of course. So maybe if you could just try and cut back a little here and there so you'll have more money for the next month?
Mom, you do know that I'm already saving as much money and cutting as many corners as I can, right?
Well, of course I know that, but have you ever considered moving back in with me?
You mean you would want all of us to go and move back into your place?
Well, if you did move here, you wouldn't have to pay any rent, of course. And you're always saying how hard it is to find a sitter when the girls are going to be at home by themselves. Not to mention the fact that it sounds like you have enough of a challenge just making it back home from work without doing any overtime.
I appreciate the offer, Mom, but I just really don't want to move back home.
But why not? You know that I want to be there for you if you're feeling like you're in trouble. I just thought I would offer because it sounded like a good way to lessen the burden of having to take care of two little ones by yourself. I really can't see anything wrong with it personally.
I know, but this is something that I decided for myself when I divorced Eric. I told myself that I was going to be the only one to raise my girls, so I'm sorry, but I simply won't go home.
Lucy, what in the world are you talking about? Just because we all would be living together, that doesn't mean that you wouldn't be the one raising your daughters.
I know, but I want to get as little help from people as I can. I just want to be a good parent and do this on my own. I just feel like moving in with you would be taking the easy way out. Do you understand?
I understand that, but it would also be what's best for your wallet. And besides, aren't you already getting financial help from me?
That's totally different and has nothing to do with this. It's just one thing that I ask for once a month. It's not a whole living in a house.
I get that, but don't you think you would save even more money by not having to pay rent or utilities or things like that?
I really don't think you should be telling me how to budget for my family.
Well, okay then. Do you think you could tell me what you're spending your money on? I mean, how much do you usually have left over at the end of the month?
Ugh, what is this, a math test now? I just know when I'm reaching the limits of my budget, okay?
Lucy, when you talk like that, it kind of makes me nervous for you. I think you really need to get a better grasp on your finances and your budget if you want to get out of this cycle. I understand that it's a pain, but if you could just take the time to track your expenses, I'm sure you would see places where you could save money. I mean, there are so many free budget apps that you can download to your phone.
But it's not like those things now when you buy something. You're still the one that has to input all that information, right? I would forget to do that all of the time.
Oh, come on. It's just like building a new habit. Just keep at it for a month and it'll be fine. If you'd like, I can help you make a budget the next time I go there next month.
That's fine, Mom. I don't need you to do that for me at all.
Well, if I'm not going to do it for you, then you have to do it yourself.
Well, maybe I will. So there, what do you say to that?
Lucy, I really don't think you should be taking this attitude with me about your money when I'm the one helping you here.
You're right. I'm sorry about that.
I just really want you to think about living with me, okay? Really, really think about it. Even if you just moved to a house nearby, I could still help you with the kids when you needed it. And I just know things would get easier for you too.
I get that, Mom, but if I did move back there, then that would mean changing the schools for the girls. And I just really don't think that I could put them through that. It wouldn't be fair at all.
Well, you might be onto something there.
But I promise that I am trying to think about the future. I'm already thinking of what kind of man I could marry to have a good life.
Now, obviously, it's important to think about yourself and make sure that you're happy. But you're a parent now, so I just hope that you're thinking about the girls, too.
Yes, Mom, I am thinking about the well-being of my own daughters. Thank you for asking. Hey, Mom, are you there? I'm really, really sorry to ask for this so suddenly, but I need $500 right now.
Sorry, you want me to send you $500? Can I at least ask what this is for? Because I wasn't going to be sending you any more money until next month.
I know, but the girls have some field trips and club stuff coming up, and I just forgot to include that in my budget.
And you don't have any money that you can move around to pay for that.
Yeah, it's already all going to other stuff, so...
I see. Well, that is unfortunate, isn't it?
I'm not happy about this either, Mom. Trust me.
Well, okay. I guess I've given you this much money that $500 really isn't so bad. I can send it tomorrow. Will that be okay?
That'll be fine. Thank you so much. I still haven't gotten paid yet, or else I wouldn't be asking.
But do you really need $500 for some school activities?
Well, these are the club fees, the field trips, and I wanted to buy the girls some camp stuff too, since that's happening at the end of the year. All the other kids always make fun of the girls because they think we're poor, so I just wanted them to have some new clothes to show off in.
Lucy, I think it's amazing that you care so much for your girls and want to get them new clothes. But the fact that you just told me that you didn't have any spare money or room in your budget to move things around is very worrying to me. Do you mind if I ask you what you spent the money I sent you last week on? Did you make a budget?
Well, I was making a budget, but then things got so busy that I really only got about halfway through it.
Well, I told you that I would be happy to work with you in making one, didn't I? Have you kept any receipts from this month at all?
No, I haven't.
Lucy, what am I going to do with you? If you're having trouble with your money, then that means you need a budget. You do know that your dad and I aren't going to be able to be there for you forever, right?
I know that, Mom. Of course I'm not planning everything on just you and Dad.
You say that, but I'm not seeing any changes in your behavior about this at all. And if you aren't going to take more responsibility, then I may have to rethink sending you money at all.
But wait, if you do that, then what do you think is going to happen to the girls, huh? You can't just cut me off like that. Besides, this isn't even my fault. Eric was the one who left me. It's all his fault that my life has gotten so hard. I never wanted any of this.
Well, if things are hard and if you do want our support, then I think you know what you need to do. I am not going to pretend like you have it easy taking care of those girls on your own, but I know that you know there are people around you who want to help. But you can't just expect that help to only come in the form of money. There are other ways for you to get the help you need. We've already talked about how it would be cheaper for all of us if you just moved in and I stopped sending you the money every month.
But I am trying so hard. I don't want to have to say that I gave up.
I understand that feeling very well. But you have kids that you need to think about. I mean, your girls are only in elementary school. If you think they're expensive to take care of now, just wait. Besides, this isn't giving up. It's just a change of plans.
Well, that's easy for you to say when you've never had to work a day in your life. You've always been a housewife who has only ever relied on someone else for money. I don't think you've ever had a rough day in your life, and you certainly have some nerve talking to a hard worker like me about how I should be fixing my life.
Lucy, I think you know how ridiculous you're starting to sound now. Everyone faces adversity in their lives. I have had plenty of challenges and struggles that I have had to overcome in my life, too.
Even if that is true, you've still never had to be a single mother. And yes, you still think that you're in a position to be able to tell me what's best for my kids? Have you even ever had to work an hour of overtime in your life? So I am really sorry that I have to keep coming to you for help with money and stuff, but you don't know my life, so please keep your opinions of what I should be doing with it to yourself.
Grandma, are you awake right now? Please, if you're awake, can you message me?
Wait, is this Kaylee?
I'm sorry, Grandma. Did I wake you up now?
No, of course you didn't wake me up, dear. I was actually already awake and getting myself some water. So don't worry, you can talk to me. What are you doing up so early, sweetheart?
I was just wondering, can we go to your house right now?
Wait, you want to come to Grandma's house right now? But it's barely even morning. I mean, just why are you awake at 4 in the morning anyway?
Well, I was really hungry. I haven't had any food in 3 days. My tummy hurts so bad. Everything hurts.
You haven't had anything to eat in 3 days? But your mom is there at home with you and your sister, right?
No, Mommy isn't here. She still hasn't come back home. I think she ran away. I think she doesn't want Emily or me anymore.
You're telling me that your mom isn't there at home with you right now?
Yeah, I don't know where she went, but she's not at home.
And she hasn't been home at all for the past 3 days?
That's right. She left 3 days ago, and that was the last time that Emily and I had anything to eat.
Sweetie, you stay right there and Grandma is going to come and pick you both up, okay?
But we're not at our house right now, Grandma.
Kaylee, what do you mean by that? Where are you right now if you're not at home?
We're outside. I told Emily last night that we were going to walk all the way to your house.
So you and Emily are outside right now by yourselves? You should have called me right away.
I really wanted to ask you for help, Grandma, but Mom told me never to do that.
I can't believe that she's done this. What in the world is going on over there?
I thought that there might have been some stores on the way to your house that maybe Emily and I could buy something with the money we scraped together.
That was a very good idea, Kaylee.
I know, but there haven't been any stores at all. And I don't even have very many coins anyways. And now Emily and I are both really hungry, and Emily keeps crying, and I just want to be at your house, Grandma.
Oh, don't tell me that you waited this long to call me because you thought I would be sleeping.
Of course. I didn't want to make the phone ring while it was still so dark outside. That's why I waited till now that the sun has started to come up to try and talk to you.
Well, do you have any idea where you are right now?
I think there are some train tracks kind of close. Actually, I think I see the stop that we get off at sometimes just up ahead. That must mean that we're really close to your house after all.
Okay, well, if you can go and wait at Grandma's stop, I'll be right there, okay? Just please try not to talk to any strangers and just wait for me right there.
Hey, Mom, are you there? I'm just reaching out because today is usually the day you send money and I'm not seeing anything. So I just wanted to message you to remind you to send that.
I am never going to give you another cent, Lucy.
Wait, what? Oh, come on. Don't tell me that you're still upset about our last conversation. I already said I'm sorry and that I would try and make a budget when I had more time to.
Oh, please. You think I'm going to believe that now? You were never going to do that.
Where is this coming from all of a sudden? You know how hard things are going to get for me and your grandchildren if I don't get that money, right? Even Eric is late on his child support and he's not answering the phone. So can you please just send me the money now?
Well, he hasn't sent you any money because Eric also won't be ever giving you another cent.
What are you talking about? Why are you talking as if you know what he's thinking?
Well, that would be because I'm sitting right here with him now.
What are you talking about? What the heck is going on right now, Mom?
What is going on is that we are trying to clean up the horrible mess that you left. I mean, you left home 4 days ago and abandoned your daughters to take care of themselves? Did you know that I found them hungry, shivering, and covered in grime? Do you have any idea just how many hours they were out walking? Those children could have been really hurt. Or worse.
Wait, what the heck is going on here?
Oh, please. I already know what's been going on. You've been leaving your children all alone so that you can go out on dates, haven't you? And that's what you've been spending all my money and all of Eric's money on. And not only that, but now you're away on some trip with this new man of yours? I really just can't believe you, Lucy. I never, ever want to hear from you again.
Wait, no, Mom, you've got this all wrong. I swear, I'm not away on some vacation or something. This is just a work trip, that's all.
You know, even though Kaylee is only 10 years old, she can see right through you. She knows when you're actually working and when you're not.
Well, I left them some money for them to buy some food for themselves. It's not like I was trying to make them go hungry.
Oh, I saw the money you left with them. All $20 of it. But it's already been a whole week since you've left. How are they supposed to have survived on just that for that amount of time, huh? And just what are you thinking leaving the house for a week while your children are here all alone anyways, huh?
But it really was work, I swear.
I don't care if it really was work. That still isn't something that you do. But I already called your office and they told me that you started working part-time there and that you're always asking for time off. You probably still aren't even home to notice that neither of your daughters are even there. Not only that, but I asked Kaylee about the camp and the new clothes and all the things that you said you wanted the money to do for them. And she had no idea what I was talking about. You lied to me, your own mother, just for money.
Please, I just needed a break from taking care of them. You don't know what it's like to be a single mother.
There you go again, playing that card. Well, I talked to Eric and he told me about how you two actually divorced because you were having an affair.
Mom, please, it wasn't like that at all. You've got this all wrong. I mean, these are my daughters. Do you really think that I would ever do anything to hurt them?
I don't care what excuses you have to try and excuse what you've done. You have treated your children and your family terribly, and you are going to pay for this. Mark my words. After that, I talked to Eric about hiring a lawyer to fight for his right to custody. He agreed, and after explaining to the judge what Lucy had put her daughters through, the trail didn't last long. Now they live with their father and seem much, much happier. As for Lucy, after losing the children and the money being sent from Eric and I, she was truly on all her own for the first time in years. She tried to beg me to let her come and live at my house. But when she wouldn't give it up, I told her that I was going to be cutting her out of my life forever. Now I don't tell anyone that I have a daughter, which of course makes it confusing when I mention my grandchildren. Lately I've just started telling them that she lives in another state and that's why nobody ever sees her. But honestly, what matters most to me is making sure that my family is never put into a position like that again. And as long as Kaylee and her sister are happy and healthy, that's all that's really important to me. After getting to know Eric a bit better, I realized that he and the girls were going to have a much better life with him than with their mother. In fact, the court actually ordered that she keep her distance from all three of them when he gave Eric custody. I supported Lucy for all that time because she was family, and I trusted her to know what was best for her own daughter. If it wasn't for Kaylee thinking to call me, I'm not sure what would have happened. I still shudder just thinking of how long those two girls were outside on their own. And while I clearly didn't want things to go the way they did with Lucy, it's always important to put the children first. After all, that's the only way they'll learn to take care of the generations that come after them. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Dawson, it's getting pretty late now, so are you getting close to being home? I'm going to be heading to bed here soon, so...
I'm sorry, Trinity. I still have a bit more work that needs to get done here. I don't think I'll be able to get home until around midnight.
Well, if that was going to be the case, then you should have told me when you found that out. I've been worried about you this whole time.
Sorry. I've been so busy today that I haven't even been able to take a break to eat dinner.
What? You haven't eaten anything for dinner at work? Then would you like me to make something up for you to eat when you get home? You'll be starving for sure.
I'm already at the point of starvation right now. So once I have a chance to look away from my work, I'm gonna have a small bag of chips.
Is a small bag of chips really going to be good enough for you?
I think so. I also have a cup of coffee, so that should help.
What? I feel like recently you've really been pushing yourself a little too much with work. Don't you feel the same? Are you really that busy with work right now?
Yeah. It's a little bad here.
But just a little while back, I was able to meet one of your coworkers. Jack, I think was his name. He was out on the town with his wife at the time.
He was telling me about how he just had his wedding anniversary with his wife. I'm sure that's the only reason you ran into them that day?
Is that so? Well, when do you think work is going to calm down for you then?
I think for the rest of this month, I'm gonna be stuck here.
I see. All right then. I guess for the rest of this month, I'll make sure to take great care of the house.
I'm sorry about that. You and I are both working jobs, yet recently I've forced you to have to take on all the chores and caring for our baby. And even on my days off, I haven't been able to do anything with our baby. I feel as though I'm a failure as a father. I'm surprised you even keep me around when I'm no use to you.
What are you talking about? You have no choice right now but to be at work all the time because you all have a lot to do there.
But right now, I'm not doing a single thing to help you out.
Yes, you are. You are working hard in that office to make sure we have money coming into this house just like I am. That is very helpful to me. Very helpful for us. I just want you to make sure with all that work you're paying close attention to your health. But starting next month, I'd like you to spend a little bit more time with the kid.
Alright, I can do that. I'll be getting that 3-day weekend as well, so we can all do something fun then.
Are you sure? I think if we could all go on a trip or something, then everyone would be happy. Now that I'm thinking about it, there is supposed to be this huge card playing event going on next month. And Max has really been wanting to go to it and collect some more of his own favorite cards there. I think if I remember it all correctly, it'll be taking place that weekend.
Then let's all go do that. I think it would be a great chance for me and Max to bond more, and you can have some fun with the baby.
Sounds good. I'll let Max know. Do you want me to make the bath for you tonight?
I'm probably going to be too tired to take a bath tonight, so tomorrow morning, I'll get in the shower.
All right. Well then, good luck with your remaining work tonight.
Trinity? Something bad has happened.
What's happened?
My dad has fallen.
What? Your dad had a fall? Is he doing all right now?
From what I've heard, things aren't looking so good for him. He's been taken to the hospital for treatment. So that means once I'm done with work today, I'm gonna head straight over to my parents' house.
Do you want for me to come along with you? I can bring the kids along as well.
You don't have to do that. He seems to be in the ICU right now being treated. So there's no way all of us will be able to go in to see him. It's best that you guys just stay home and wait to hear back from me on how he's doing. I think the kids wouldn't want to see any of this either. And isn't Max coming down with a bit of a cold right now? I'll go to see my mom and dad for right now.
All right. I hope everything's okay there. Do you know if your dad is awake right now, or has he gone into a coma?
As of right now, he's awake and alert, so you don't have to worry that much about him just yet. I'm sure with him being my dad, it'll take just a few days in the ICU for him to get better, and he'll be moved into his own room where we can go to meet with him. Then, you can even bring the kids with you.
But if you're going to be at your parents' house, that probably means you won't be coming back here for some time, right? It takes about half a day alone to get there by car.
That's a good point. So I'm going to be taking a few days off work to be there for my parents.
Will the company be all right with you doing that?
They would never make me stay at work when one of my parents is in the hospital. I hate to have to take time off work during such a busy season.
I'm sure you do, but there's plenty of time for you to work while there might not be as much time to be around your dad. Please take good care of your mom and dad while you go home. Oh, and if there's anything you think I can do to help, let me know. I want to help in any way possible.
Sure, but for the time being, I think things will be fine. And with my mom being all worked up right now, I think it's best I handle things myself for now. If you were to start talking with her right now, she might become overwhelmed and get sick herself. And nobody wants that right now.
All right then, I guess I'll just be waiting to hear back from you on how things are going there. You can leave the kids to me.
Okay, once I get over to see my mom, I'll listen to all the details and let you know. I'll probably be getting there late tonight, so hopefully you're still awake then.
Trinity, I'm not able to get in touch with Dawson right now. Has he not made it back home to your house yet?
Good evening, Mabel. You're not able to get anything from him right now?
I've been trying to call him for hours now, and he won't pick up. Right now, his father is in very bad shape. I want for the both of you to come to the hospital as quick as you can. I can't be all by myself with my husband at a time like this.
What? But Dawson said he went to your guys' house 2 days ago.
What are you talking about? He never came back home to see me or go see his father.
Dawson never went over to your house to be with you? That can't be possible. On the day that Dawson was told his dad had fallen and was taken to the hospital, he said that he'd be going straight to you both the moment he got out of work. And yesterday I was talking to Dawson about how he was able to go to the hospital to see his dad.
He went to the hospital yesterday? I was with my husband that whole time and never saw Dawson. Even when I had to leave for an hour, when I came back, the nurses told me nothing about my son being there. Also, right now, Max is starting to get a cold, right? Because of that, Dawson had told me he couldn't make it out to see me on the day his father fell.
Are you sure? Dawson told me that he took work off to go and be with you guys there. And this whole time, he hasn't come back here to see me and the kids. 2 days ago when your husband collapsed and had to be taken to the hospital, that was all actually happening, right?
Yes, of course it all was. Everything you heard about him is true. And since then, he's been in the ICU waiting to recover, but right now, the doctors told me he's not doing too well, and this could be it for him.
Understood. For right now, I'll make my way out there to be with you. Is it all right for me to bring Max and the baby along with me as well? I don't have to bring them to the hospital, but I don't want to leave them both here.
Of course you can bring the both of them. I would never ever let you leave them to come here without them. I happen to live close to my little sister, so she can stay with them while you come to the hospital. Just leave them both at my house, and she'll come right over.
Thank you so much for that, Mabel.
Oh, where is my son at right now? I'm afraid something bad might have happened to him while he was on his way here. Maybe an accident or something?
I don't think that's the case. I got a call from him around lunchtime today, even. But when he called, he told me he was with his dad in the hospital.
So, does this mean that he's lying to the both of us and has run off somewhere?
That might just be the problem. But right now, let's not worry about him. We need to be focused on you and your husband. I'm getting the kids and will be on my way in a couple of minutes. I'm sure it's really hard to be there all alone right now, but I'll be there as fast as I can, so just wait a bit longer.
Thank you, Trinity. I'm so sorry about having to put you through all of this.
Don't apologize for that. Both you and your husband have been so kind to me. I would do anything to be around you guys. So please, don't worry about it. While I'm on my way there, I'll think about what to do with Dawson. I just want you thinking about your husband and being there for him.
I'm sorry, Trinity. I've become a little sick. It started sometime yesterday, and has only gotten worse. That's why I ended up sleeping for pretty much one whole day.
Is that so?
By the way, have you heard anything from my mom? Last night, it seems that she wanted to tell me some things.
I did. Your dad has passed away.
What? My dad passed away last night? You're lying.
Do you really think I'd be lying about something as heartbreaking as that?
Has he really passed away?
Hey, how come you're not aware of this, even though you were the one that went back to see your mom and dad and have been there since? You should be the one far more aware of what's going on over there, considering that's where you're supposed to be, right?
Actually, I've been staying at a hotel close to the hospital. I mean, if something bad were to happen, I would be able to get to the hospital a lot quicker from here.
And what hotel would that be? One that's closer to the hospital than your parents' house? Tell me the name of it.
What was it again?
I'm sure you're looking it up on your phone right now. You don't have to lie to me about it, Dawson.
I'm not lying to you. I really am staying at a hotel right now.
Listen here, bud. I am at your parents' house right now. I've also been going to the hospital. And when your dad passed away, I was right there beside him and your mom.
What?
I also heard about what's been going on from your mom. About how you never ended up going back to see her and your dad. You told her that you didn't plan on going because Max has a cold and you had to be around him, right? Even though you were telling me that right as work ended for you, you'd be heading straight to see her. Why are you lying to us at a time like this? Where the hell are you right now, Dawson?
I'm sorry.
Do not frickin' apologize to me. Where the hell are you? Answer me!
There was a sudden business trip I needed to go on. Right now, I'm in Idaho.
You had to go all the way to Idaho for a business trip? Why did you lie to me then?
When my dad had collapsed, I knew you and my mom would be upset with me for not going to see him because of a business trip. I was told that if I didn't go on this business trip, it would be the end of the company I'm working for. So, I had no choice.
I find it really ballsy of you to lie to us during a family emergency, all to go on a business trip. But I know that you're not actually on any business trip right now, right?
I am on one. I'm not kidding you. Please believe me.
I already called the company about you, though.
okay? You took off 5 days of work using paid vacation. That's what they've said to me.
You called the office asking about me?
I had no idea what happened to you, so of course the next choice for me was asking them about what happened, so tell me what the actual frick is going on right now, Dawson.
I'm sorry.
Bull crap, I ask you again. Tell me what's going on.
I lied about the business trip. I left to go play around for a bit.
Really? All by yourself?
Yes.
Shut the hell up, you idiot. Why would you lie about so many things to go and play by yourself? You are such a joke. I went on the computer at home and looked up your recent search history, found that you went on a website for a resort out in Colorado, and then I found the trip you booked there for 4 nights, and it says you booked the room for 2 people. Why would you pay for 2 people to stay there when it's only you, Dawson?
Because when booking the trip, there was supposed to be one other person coming. But they had to go to work last minute, so they couldn't make it.
Normally one would cancel the trip at that point.
Well, it was going to be my first time going to Colorado. I really wanted to come here to try skiing.
Ugh, would you cut it out with all this lying for once? You have been out there having an affair, you dick. I cannot frickin' believe you right now. Don't you frickin' dare bother coming back here again.
I haven't been having an affair.
Then why the hell is the room you booked for 4 nights a couple's room meant for those who are having honeymoons and anniversaries? You're telling me you would go and sleep in a room like that with one of your male friends? Does this mean you're bi or something then?
Well, the room was just really cheap at the time. And we're both good friends, so it's not like we cared about it being a romantic room.
Well, then let me ask you one more thing. There is one other woman from your work that's also taken the same amount of time off as you, isn't there? She's in another department, but...
What?
When I gave your office a call, Jack answered the phone. And a little bit after that, I got a call from Jack's wife. Isn't that strange of her? Well, she called to tell me that recently she's been hearing rumors about how you were going out with another woman from a different department in the office.
There's a misunderstanding somewhere in there. I'm sure that Jack has just been jealous of me and told his wife to start spreading a rumor like that.
I wonder. Because from what I was told, the woman who you've been with is also in Colorado.
But she's not a woman that I'm having an affair with.
I took some time to look at her Instagram account, though. After looking her up, she had a lot of stories with her in it, showing how she's having a lot of fun at this resort out there. She had another man's face in the photos blurred out, but the hair and body all match yours. And do you know why that is? Because he's you. And I know that because I'm your frickin' wife.
I'm so sorry.
It's over, Dawson. Don't even bother apologizing to me. We're getting a divorce.
Wait, you have the wrong idea of this. I planned for this trip to be the end of mine and her relationship with one another. She's always asking me to be on her posts on Instagram. Yet I tell her every time that if she does that, you'll be able to find out. So, I told her this would be our last trip together since she was becoming too attached and reckless.
Is that supposed to make me feel better, Dawson? Should any of that matter to me? You think it's all right to be going on vacation when your dad is dying?
I thought that by using this trip as a way of ending things with her, then I could go back to the life that I had.
It's because you chose to have an affair in the first place that all of this is happening now. I want you to burn in hell for having a relationship with another woman who isn't your wife.
I only kept all of this a secret from you guys because I didn't want to hurt anyone's feelings. And with her, I'm a little worried about what she might do. If she were to find out more about you, who knows what she would do to you? The thoughts of her going crazy scared me. And that's why I kept all of this a secret from you.
The whole reason you're in that position to begin with is because you cheated on me. I don't give a crap about what you're afraid of, you idiot. And stop changing the topic of this conversation.
I'm sorry. I am so very sorry.
Dang right you are, and I'm not going to forgive you for any of it. And when it comes to your mom, she's cutting ties to you.
Cutting ties to me? What about my dad's funeral and everything?
She is going to have it without you, and I'll be here to help. So don't worry about that.
But I want to see my dad's face one last time. I'm going to head back home right now.
What the hell did I tell you? Don't bother coming back here anymore. You won't even make it in time anyway. The funeral will be over, and you won't have anywhere to go then. Everyone will have cut ties to you by that point. You're just a stranger to all of us.
Do not call me a stranger, please. I understand that right now a lot of people, including you, are very upset with me. But to me, the most important people in my life are you and the kids.
The whole reason you've been coming home so late this past month is because you've been going over to her house, right? What the hell do you mean we are the most important to you? Everything you are saying to me right now is nothing more than crap.
Please forgive me. I will never cheat on you with anyone again.
Don't even say things like that to me now.
I was an idiot for doing all of this. I'm sorry. From now on, I'll only be living for you and the kids.
If you're going to be that regretful of your actions right now, then maybe you shouldn't have been fooling around with another woman to begin with. We both work full-time jobs, and yet I was left to do all the chores and raise the kids. All while you went out to screw another woman. And then, when your dad is on the verge of death, you leave to go have sex with her in Colorado for 4 nights straight? You think I want to go back to having a relationship with someone like you? I won't. I can't. When I was looking at her posts and stories of how happy she was looking with you and you with her, it broke my heart in half. Are you not aware of that yet? I have been working my butt off all by myself for the past month for nothing more than a terrible truth that I wish I could have lived without.
Trinity, I am so sorry. I'm gonna get every bit of the faith you lost in me back. So, please, give me one last chance to be your husband. Please? To me? You and the family are very important.
It's hard to get back trust and faith once it's been crushed. And your dad will never be coming back to see you. You destroyed everything you once had, all in order to get your dick wet. You are nothing to the rest of us anymore. Nothing to your mom, your dad, your kids, and me. Go rot in hell, Dawson! Like I had told him, he was never going to make it home in time for the funeral and only just got back to his mom's house after his dad was cremated. This left him standing out in front of the crematorium for the whole afternoon crying his eyes out while everyone else was inside doing the same. But of course, the ones that deserved to cry the most was myself, my mother-in-law, and my kids. When everything was over with, everyone left the crematorium, and while doing so, glared at Dawson, who stood there emotionless looking back at all of us. He was not let back into his mom's house after that, and so he started to make his way back home. From there, I talked with Dawson through a lawyer about the separation of our properties and the custody of my children before we had our divorce. He cried and cried and cried about how he didn't want to get a divorce, but his mom was there as well and forced him to sign the papers. After signing the papers, he watched as my lawyer gathered all the things up and took me and my mother-in-law out of the house, leaving him there all alone. When it came to Dawson and his work, word of what had happened to him spread through the building, and soon after, he and the other woman had to go and talk with the regional manager where they were both scolded. In the end, Dawson and the woman ended up breaking things off. Apparently, the woman was happy to say goodbye to him as she found herself another man soon after. But Dawson was stuck in his regrets about what all had happened to him. That woman he was with is with another coworker in the company, but that really has nothing to do with me any, so I've stopped caring about it. When it comes to myself, I've started working a lot harder at work in order to get out earlier and see my kids for longer each day. No one whom I work with is complaining about it either, as they all understand completely why I need to be home a lot right now. We are actually in the middle of moving back in with my parents, and it has taken some time to do so. But once the kids and I are fully settled back down, I'll be able to stay at work longer and let my parents be with their grandkids.
For that final month with Dawson, I had been on my own a lot anyway, raising my kids and working, so this new life doesn't feel all that new to me, actually. I'm sure that's kind of a depressing thing to say, but this divorce was going to happen sooner or later, so it's best that I got in some training before the real thing went down. What really sucks, though, is how much of an impact all of that made on me. Having both my husband cheat on me and my father-in-law pass away so soon. But since I have kids to take care of still, I don't really have the time to overthink those kinds of sad things. I just have to live with the new world I found myself in and make sure that my kids will always come first, and that I do my best when it comes to being their mother. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.